So I woke up a couple of days ago and discovered that one of my YouTube channels was terminated for no reason at all. They gave me no reason why they terminated that channel. But then on another account, I noticed that there's a video that YouTube had said violated community guidelines, and they removed that video. Now, I appealed it, and I don't expect YouTube to give that video back. I don't expect them to reinstate that video. That's just how YouTube is today. And it was the video that was talking about the black seed oil. Now, there was nothing wrong with that video. Nothing offensive about that video. As a matter of fact, it had 100% likes on that video. And YouTube removed it. Now, today, on two other channels of mine, that video was removed, but there was a message at the top that was saying that YouTube, because of what's going on with coronavirus, YouTube is removing videos that does not violate community guidelines. And I find that quite interesting, and that goes hand in hand on what I'm about to talk about today. Now, we've heard a lot of demon craps, especially Generation X, I think that's what they call them, that was calling for socialism. Everyone was in support of socialism and communism. Now, in the time that I grew up in life, no one wanted to be a socialist. No one wanted to be a communist. No one wanted that much government control. Because if you look at history and the story about Hitler, he himself was a communist. We hear of communist China. They referred to Barack Obama as a communist. But those same people that looked at Barack Obama as a communist as a bad thing today supports communism. And they support socialism. Now, I believe their definition of socialism, and people in my age generation, our definition of socialism is entirely different. But if you look at what's happening today with coronavirus, being that we're under martial law, being that we are quarantined. Now, they didn't come out officially and say that you are quarantined and stay in your house. In so many words, they did say stay in your house. In other words, you can't congregate with no more than 10 people. The casinos are shut down. The churches are shut down. The businesses are shut down. Travel is shut down. Schools are closed. Supermarkets are basically shut down. You can't really buy food because people are panicking and buying up everything. So they're basically telling you to stay in the house. And there's a lot of people that don't like it. That's the government saying, get in the house and stay there. In so many words. Now, for those of you that want socialism, let me ask you this question, because I hear a lot of you socialists are now complaining. A lot of you people that want Bernie Sanders because he's a socialist. That's promising you everything free. Free education, free health care, all of your student loan debts will be forgiven. It sounds good to get things free, but I've always been told from a child coming up that there's nothing free in life. There's always a price behind free. whether you are a lab rat, because they may say, we want you to test this. And then you test it because it's free. And then you start having serious problems somewhere down the line. But prior to you taking that free test, they have you sign a waiver saying that, listen, anything happens to you, we're not responsible for it. And another common sense thought I want to throw at you is that if you live in the house with someone, if someone allows you to live in their house and they're paying for everything, so you're basically living for free, that person has complete control over you and your life. So if that person chooses to stop feeding you, you're not going to eat. If that person chooses to kick you out of the house, you have no place to stay, especially if it's in the winter or if it's raining outside. You now have to submit 100% to that person or find your own way to support yourself. That's how it is with government control. So now everything is shut down. They've closed the schools, but yet they're saying we're offering free lunch to these kids. So you can just drive by and get the food. Stop by at a certain time of day, at a certain location, pick up the food. And your kids can now be schooled at home. But wait a minute. In time past, they were against homeschooling. They were saying that the child is not receiving really any social connections with other kids. But now they're saying your kids have to stay home now until possibly August. So now schools are shut down. They're feeding your children food. They're telling you you can get these free shots. They're telling you that we're going to take care of you now. We're going to send out checks to you. That's what Trump is talking about doing, between $1,000, $6,000, whatever. But they're talking about sending checks out to people. In other words, we're going to take care of you during this shutdown. And I'm sure there's people that's content with that. And then you have other people that's not content, especially those people that was in favor of socialism. So now the government has complete control over you, over society. And because everything is shut down, there's nothing you can do. Now, there's people that sent me messages and had asked me, since everybody's at home, are you going to make more videos? No, I'm not, because I have not stopped the way I normally live. I'm still going on about my life. My life don't cease to exist. So I'm going to continue doing what I normally do. Now, I normally go to the gym and work out, but I can't because it's closed. So I work out at home. I normally go to the movie theaters, but I can't because it's closed. So now I have to watch Netflix or Apple TV. I usually go to the casino to play the slots, but I can't because it's closed. So I just play like some free casinos online. See, so the government is now in complete control, and there's people that don't like it. These are the same people that voted for Bernie Sanders. The same people that vote for Joe Biden. These same demon craps that vote for the Democrat Party because of free stuff. Because of what they define as socialism or socialist. So, what do you think of socialist now? How do you like it now? So you can't pay your bills. There's people worried about being kicked out, but the government says, hey, we're going to help you out. You have people that lost their jobs. So how does it feel not being able to do for yourself. How does it feel to be out of control? And when it comes to human contact, it's now getting to the point where people are afraid to come in contact with each other. Divide and conquer. And I've said in past videos that this is a political stunt. And I ask on Facebook, is China the new Russia hoax? Because now everything is going to be blamed on China. See, and there's still questions in my mind as to how this so-called virus spread so quickly. Especially when it was only targeting people that travel to certain locations. And now you have a black dude that's in Rochester that died. And his sister made a video crying saying, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer. Okay, so again, like I asked in a past video, if all it takes is for us to wash our hands and use hand sanitizer, there's really no need for an antidote. So what's the big hurry? What's the big rush? What's the problem? So how do you like communism now? How do you like socialism now? How do you like government control now? Now, before I move on, I want to say I encourage you guys to go to Spreaker. If you have Spreaker, the link is on the bottom. Go follow me on Spreaker. Follow me on WordPress. And if you have the RSS feed, I believe it's called, subscribe to that so that you can get notifications on my podcast. Because YouTube now is removing videos and they're removing channels. I'm still a target. Because apparently I speak on topics they really don't want us to speak on. And it's interesting that every time I sign on to YouTube, there's a message at the bottom of the screen talking about the coronavirus. But yet I make a video recommending a natural herb to help boost your immune system, and YouTube removes that video. So this is all a part of government control. In other words, we feed you information. You don't have a right to think or have an opinion. Because if you have an opinion or think opposite to what we think or what we think you should know, we will now remove that video. And we will terminate that channel. Or we'll just flag your channel so that you get no views at all. And see, that's what happened with my Fearless 2005 channel on YouTube. I had to delete that channel because I went from getting thousands of views per video to less than 100, barely 100. Because of the fact that my channel was blacklisted. So those are the games. So I encourage you to go to Spreaker, subscribe there, WordPress. My link is on the bottom in the description box with a whole list of other links that you can follow. Go there and subscribe and follow me. If you find this information interesting, or if you just like listening to my handsome voice, I invite you to go subscribe and follow me. Even my haters. If you have Spreaker, if you have WordPress, the link is on the bottom. I invite you to subscribe. Because it's not guaranteed that this channel will be here tomorrow. It's not guaranteed that this channel will be here at the end of the day. But I want to play a video clip for you, an audio of Gary Owens. He's a white comedian. And it's interesting, in this time of socialism, communism, you have people that's using this time to hustle other people. They hustle other people by playing the victim. They want free stuff. Gary Owen talks about people that contacted him on the first day. They contacted him for money and things. Now, I've had people contact me for ammunition. People that don't normally contact me, don't ask for anything, sent me messages asking me if I can spare them some ammunition. Because, of course, you have people now that's afraid. When I listen to the police scanner, I'm hearing more now of people being robbed, their homes being broken into. You can hear the woman in the back, or the 911 operator saying that somebody's at her door. She hears them coming in. They're coming through the window. So now you're going to have people breaking into homes. So now those same people that were for gun control, those same people that felt that legal gun owners should not have guns, or legal gun owners shall be restricted, are now coming to legal gun owners for ammunition. Someone even suggested to a family member they were going to talk to me about giving them a firearm. And we know that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. But people today are desperate. So those same people that were for gun control and that was against Trump and all this other nonsense, those same people now are coming to us for either money, food, or ammunition. Now, one of the people that asked me for ammunition, he's a licensed gun owner, which really surprised me because he knows better. But we were people that they referred to as paranoid, and we were referred to as conspiracy theorists. And people mocked and laughed at us because everything was great at one time. And I referred back to like Noah and the ark. When everything was going well, people were doing well. The Bible said they were eating and drinking and marrying and being given into marriage. And there was always a message that was preached to them: it's going to rain. But the people, they laughed. They scorned at the messenger. They refused to listen. They were eating, drinking, marrying, and being given in marriage, and they weren't paying attention to the times and hands until it started raining. And I'm sure you had people that said to themselves, like, it's just rain, it's going to go away. Just like we had people now saying, like, oh, we had the bird flu, we had this, we had that, it went away, everything is going to be well. Yes, everything is going to be well. But life as we knew it is gone. It's not going to be the same. Because this is a way that they're using to be able to change times, change the way things are, to fashion the future according to their desire, their wants, their likes. And it's completely stripping you of any power as a citizen that you thought you had. And again, like I said, go to Spreaker, go to WordPress and subscribe, because YouTube might remove this channel. YouTube might remove this video, and we have to be careful what titles we put in the title spot, because those words will be used against us in the court of YouTube. So those people were eating and drinking and married, being given in marriage until the flood came. And I'm sure once those doors were closed, You can hear people banging on the door trying to get in to save their lives, but it's too late. It's too late because they were too busy having a good time when the sun was shining, when everything was well, when they had a job, their businesses were flourishing. They were twerking. They were getting as much sex as they want. So they had no time to listen to that message. They probably even referred to the prophets as a square. He's a square dude. I want me a thug. I'm listening to the thugs because their message is more appealing. Until the flood came. And after the flood came, it was too late. And they perished. And we find in this day and time, so many people are now perishing. They're going to perish. They're predicting that you are going to perish. If you go back and listen to a lot of the videos I've made in the past when I talked about that, when I shared the warnings, especially my Dream channel, which I encourage you to subscribe on YouTube before YouTube decides to remove that channel. And the only thing I'm talking about on that channel are my dreams. Things that happened when I went to sleep and closed my eyes, or visions that I've had that I felt was a message behind it. Someone don't want you to hear that. So they're removing channels and videos. So I encourage you to go to the Dream channel, and I'll put that link on the bottom, and you can go there and subscribe to that channel. And go back and watch all of the videos on that channel. But the message came, and they refused to listen to it, and they perished in the floods. Their bodies were like swept away. And the only people that were saved was Noah and his family and those animals. So don't let it be like time passed. We should learn from history. I know that you have your own religious beliefs and ideas. I know that you don't believe in Jesus. You don't believe in God. You felt the Bible was plagiarized. But yet, if that book could save your life, I see memes all the time with someone's crusty toes and saying, if somebody gave you, if this was going to save your life, would you suck on these toes? And you had people that say they would die, and then you had people that said they would suck on them toes. Them crusty little toes. People become desperate. So I know you don't believe in God, and the Bible is plagiarized, and you blaspheme the Holy Spirit. But now we're living in times where people are starting to be desperate. And the question would be, will God listen to you now? You refuse to listen to his word, but will he listen to you now? Or will it be a time where the Most High says, depart from me, you workers of iniquity? Have your part in the lake. In other words, perish. I never knew you. See, because you disown him, so now it's his time to disown you if he wills. See, the Most High, and I'm going to get to this audio, but the Most High don't want desperate love. You know how someone comes out of a relationship and they're not used to being alone, so they immediately get into another relationship and they hadn't really fully healed. They hadn't really fully gotten themselves together. And then they end up in a relationship that they really didn't want. Well, that's how it is with a lot of people when they become desperate. They fall in the time of crisis, they become desperate, and now they want to find God. But your heart is not right. The only reason why you're seeking God now is because of what's to come or what has come in your life, or because sickness or disease had taken over you or someone in your family. So now you're desperate. So God does not want desperate love. He does not want desperate affection. He wants you to completely and totally submit. There's a scripture that says, present your body a living sacrifice, not only in the time of crisis, but submit your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And then it says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. Be changed by the renewing of your mind to prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So the Most High's will is not for you to submit in desperation. That's not his will. So God does not want desperate submission or desperate love, because once that darkness passed, then you would end up going back to where you were from the very beginning and saying, God didn't do nothing for me. I did that myself. You would take credit for what he did because you were desperate at the moment. You know those times when you have these so-called thugs that, denounce the Most High, and they live their life in thuggery. And they get shot, and then now they start to see their life pass before them, and they start crying out, Lord, if you save me, I'll do anything. I'll serve you for the rest of my life. And then the Most High saves them, and then they end up back into the street again, cursing the Most High. That was desperate affection. That was desperate love. Desperate submission. God does not want that. He frowns on that. And this message is for someone. He frowns on desperate submission. So God does not want that. But I'm going to play this clip for you. And listen to what Gary Owens said that people have done on the first day. This is a white dude. Check him out.
So it's the end of day one of like the official quarantine, lockdown, shutdown. Day one, I've already had people call me or contact me, text me, asking for help. Money or anything I can do to help. I was like, motherfucker, it's day one. It's fucking day one. We don't know when this shit's gonna end, and you're already asking for help. You ain't gonna make it. That's the advice and help I can give you. You ain't gonna make it. It's fucking day one. You're already asking for help.
Now, there's a message in that. And this is what a lot of people are doing. They're hustling people. They're hustling people. So, feedback, tell me what you think. But I made this video because I wanted to ask those people that's into socialism and communism, how does it feel? See, I'm going to continue to support Trump. I'm going to continue to vote for Trump because I know that this is a political stunt where if they feel if they can crash the market, they can get Trump out of office. This is the Democrats. They're willing to sacrifice you. They're sacrificing the economy. They're sacrificing the lives of many people for their own selfish gain. The Democrats are doing this. So I'm voting for Trump 2020. Feedback, tell me what you think. Subscribe. Support me on Spreaker. The link is on the bottom. WordPress, the link is on the bottom. And check out my Dream channel. I'm going to also put that link on the bottom. Until next time, I'm fearless.